Hello, my name is John Owens, and with the help of some friends, we're going to produce a training video on becoming a coach. And I'm going to use 30 years experience of teaching my sport, and also 30 years teaching in various work-based academies. And I'm going to share with you what went well, and sadly, what didn't go so well. And the venue I'm going to use today is the Carlson Gracie BJJ Academy in Tunbridge, Kent, England. Now, to be a coach, in my opinion, you need three things. And I'm going to go through them very, very quickly. And the first, I once read, if you want to have a play, you first need a stage. And the first thing you need is a venue. For example, if you were going to teach catering or cooking, I would argue you need a kitchen. If you were going to teach football, I would argue you need a field and a ball. And in this fighting art, you're going to need a venue. The changing rooms, the bathrooms. Do the students know where they are? The fire escapes, the first aid kits. They're all common things that you take for granted as a coach. However, your students don't. So please make sure your venue is suitable. The second thing is the students themselves, the people you're coaching. And if you believe two students are alike, then you're wrong. There are so many forms of students, from the absolute beginner to the guys who are doing the regionals, the areas, the nationals, the internationals. My personal belief, though, everyone has a right to become a champion. Everyone, no matter who they are, they have that right. And when I say champion, I don't mean beating the rest. I mean being the best they can be. And if being the best they can be is coming down here once a week, paying their subs, getting on that mat, getting in that gym just to see you, that's as far as they're ever going to be, then they're a champion. And you, coach, got them there. Other students who are very, very advanced, maybe going for something a bit more serious, they might want to be tested, and you will test them. If you don't, there's a danger that they will take over the class. But beginners, you vary your program to the students you've got. And the third thing, probably the most common thing, is the coach themselves. This isn't about you. Before I start, I want to congratulate you. It's strange, what am I congratulating you about? You have made the conscious effort to become a coach. Too many people become champions, the best they can be, and they ride off into the sunset. Well, that's fine. But if more people did what you did and became a coach, wouldn't the world be a better place? But having said that, coaching isn't about you. Not how good you once were, or how good you thought you were, or how good you still are, or you still think you are. It's not about you. I want to give you an example. You know I'm in the Carlson Gracie place in Tunbridge. Carlson Gracie, a world-famous fighter. A couple of months ago, he was here. He was behind a table. He was going to do a seminar, and I was running a wrestling class. I just finished. I came down. Now, if you put his resume next to my resume, it literally is a mountain of him and a molehill, which is me. And I'm not putting myself down here. I looked at him. He was on his mobile phone, cell phone, call it what you will. And on seeing me, he stopped. He put his phone down, and he ran around the table and congratulated and came to me. How did that make me feel as a coach? That made me feel top of the world. Now, if a man that caliber can do it, imagine having that attitude with your students, what you can do. And secondly, some coaches, myself included, like to be funny. They think they're funny. I will advise you that your students, you don't know what's going on inside. If you feel you have the need to say a funny, Do it on yourself. We want to encourage people to come back. We want people to enjoy your lessons and learn from them and become a champion. Now, what we're going to go through next is I have a training class, not my class, and I want to point out what I think is done well and what is done very well. I'm looking at, I'm in the same hall where this took place, and I've got all the students lined up against one wall and the instructor against the other in the middle of the room. For a coach, that's important. If I was teaching in a gymnasium, I wouldn't have a TV behind me with these dancers wearing next to nothing, because your students will be looking past you to the TV. A silly thing like a clock. Have it behind the students, not behind you, because again, the students will be clock watching. So here on the video, I'm watching the video again, the two instructors are in the middle of the room, the students are against the wall. So they can see the instructor, he can see them. Straight away.
You're going to sweep his foot.
We have an instructor demonstrating a move.
Without turning your
now, I don't do BJJ, but watch what he did.
That's your pivot point.
Not only is he demonstrating, he's looking around at the class. Are the class paying attention?
So I'm going to show you basics and we'll build on these classes. I want you to roll me, okay?
Size of classes. You will find yourself coaching classes which become bigger and bigger and bigger as you become more and more successful. That presents a challenge in itself. Are you watching the class while demonstrating? But we're here, we have two other coaches keeping an eye on the class. So you have a coach demonstrating, we have two coaches keeping an eye on the class.
Then the next thing he's going to do is trap an arm. And the same side, he's going to trap a foot. So that way, I can't move this way. It's a bit like we were saying with the throw-in. He's trapped me, and I'm going to have to go that way. And what he does now is he bucks his hips, like the practice we did at the beginning, and rolls into this position.
You'll notice in that video that the coach had placed the students no longer against the wall, around where he could see what he's doing. And this bit here, it's very easy to destroy a person. You did it wrong. No, you're not good enough. But it's very easy to build someone up. If they make an error, correct them. Correct them in a nice way.
Now what I want you to do is with this hand, remember that practice we did at the beginning? No, don't grab. Buck your hips and, no, don't grab. No need to grab, just drive your hand. That'll be enough, just drive. There you go. And that's called guard, you know, in guard.
You see, that was a perfect example.
I know it's hard
correcting
to get
them
older.
in a nice way.
Your hips.
And a praise. There you go.
I think I'm older than you. But so front there, what you do is you buck your hips. It's that thrusting. So you buck the hips as you come over. I use my hips to bring him forward, exposing his hands. I grip hold of his wrist, and I reach over. It's almost like that practice we did at the beginning.
As a coach, and many years doing the sport, things become easy for you. They're not easy for your students. And breaking the moves down, I wouldn't know how to do that. Breaking it down bit by bit. That way the student picks it up bit by bit.
That's it. So you're in there. Now slowly roll back. And what that'll do is it'll lift Daniela's hand off the mat. That's it. Now slowly. Okay, no, keep going, because I want you to submit. Right, so you need to get it at 90 degrees, so there. Now slowly lift that up and keep her elbow low. No, right? Lift that up that way and do that. Can you feel the way I'm moving Daniela's arm? So
correcting as he goes along.
Just open it up so we've got 90 degrees there and 90 degrees there. Now what I want you to do is bring your hand towards my hand. We're going to clap like this, and then we'll go straight at it. I don't want any of this posturing stuff. I want you to go straight at it. Remember, we've done the grips today about pushing and pulling with each other. And all I want, you've got two submissions now, the rear naked chokehold, remember to tap early, and you've also got the Kimura. You also know how to change positions if you're mounted to escape. Just 2 minutes, find a space on the mat. If you don't like anything, tap early. 3 dimensions, you guys. 3 dimensions, push and pull, lift and drag.
Safety. You want your students to come back. You want them to become champions. If you become a good coach, think about their safety, they will come back. They will be champions. And the coach here done a very good job. If you don't like it, tap early. Safety.
Thanks very much. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Good effort. Paddy?
Now, isn't that a lovely touch? Good effort. The humble bit at the end. Congratulate your students. Welcome them back. How to be a coach. And I hope this video is of some use. If it is, thank you. Even if it gets you thinking, well, that's a thank you as well. That's just as good. And thank you.